or debate night, I guess you could say tonight. But all the talk today, everybody's going to be talking about this thing tonight. And tomorrow, everyone will be talking about what they saw or what they heard or what have you. And we already have booked. Dennis Lennox going to be on us tomorrow and recap the debate tonight. The whole show tomorrow will not be about the debate because I think we are going to have this guy who's planning to do a walk, a 2-year walk up through the UP, skirt along the top of the United States, and then go down. It's a big, giant loop and take him 2 years to do. We're trying to get him on. But right now, let's talk about tonight's debate. Biden in public challenged Donald Trump, and I think he knew that would because if you throw the gauntlet down to Donald Trump, he'll take it. He's a fighter. And I think he played right into their hand, I think, on this. I can't believe they're doing this on CNN that he agreed to that. However, maybe he's confident enough. Let's talk with political analyst and commentator Young Voices. Aaron Pomerantz joins us now. Hey, Aaron.
Hi, how you doing?
As far as I know, I'm going to be okay. You know these rules that they've got on this thing tonight with the mic and all that, who benefits more, Biden or Trump on that?
I think Biden. I don't think it's a huge advantage for Biden, but I think the biggest advantage – well, I think the one that's going to come into play the most is going to be the mic rule. And I think if Donald Trump can control himself, he takes away Biden's advantage there. But if he doesn't and he's left talking after they cut his mic, he looks bad. On the other hand, Biden not being allowed to have an earpiece and there's no consultation with aides and, the room doesn't have an audience, that could play against Biden. But I do think Biden has a slight edge here.
All right. But really, all Donald Trump has to do is just bite his tongue a little bit. And do you think he's going to stick to the issues, or are we going to hear any issues tonight? Is it just going to be jab, 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 jab?
I think we're going to see jab, 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 jab. That's how Donald Trump has kind of always debated. And that, for whatever reason, that's been Biden's messaging. Well, I say for whatever reason. We know the reason. It's because that's what got him elected in the first place. But all his ads, all his endorsements, everything's basically been advancing the message, you may not like me, but you can't afford to not like me enough not to vote for me. Like, be afraid of Donald Trump. That's his message. Yeah. So he needs to attack Trump hard. He also can't really speak to the issues right now because he's going to risk alienating a lot of his own party and his own support because he's currently fighting with his party, or at least with a sizable portion of his party, on issues like Israel-Palestine, on the border, on the economy. Eventually, the Democrats tend to fall in line better than the Republicans do with their party leadership, but we have 4 months until the election day. Biden, I don't think, can afford to be alienating anyone, so speaking to the issues really may not be in his interest.
We've said it many times. Tonight's not going to change anybody's mind. I really doubt it. But it will, aside from theatrics, does this serve a good purpose?
I mean, serving a good purpose, I'm not sure. But in terms of, you said you don't think anyone's going to have their minds changed. I don't think a lot of people are, but I think enough people might, depending on how it goes. Because right now, Biden and Trump are at a statistical tie in terms of if the election were held today, who would you vote for? I think Trump is only leading by 1%. That's negligible. That's not really a lead. So Biden's been slowly creeping up advantages. But at the same time, Biden's also like the most unpopular president ever. And while Trump has a lot of his own foibles, he may be about to have a Supreme Court decision today that says he's not immune from prosecution. Like he has his problems. He has a ton of problems. But he was also president 4 years ago.
Well, let's just say, I mean, the Supreme Court knows that the thing is tonight. Are they going to come out today? And what if they do say he is immune? Boy, that's a huge play in his favor.
I think if they say, well, I think either way it goes, honestly, it could be used by Biden if Biden's clever enough to do it. Because if they say that he is immune, that plays the we need to. If they say he's not immune, Biden plays the, you're a criminal message. Either way, I think Biden could spin it. The question is how does Trump spin it? Because if Trump is ruled to be immune and he starts going, see, I'm immune, haha, that does actually play into Biden's messaging that Trump is a tyrant and you can't trust him. And I think enough people are on the fence because these are just two massively unpopular candidates.
Yeah. And bringing that up, obviously we're not going to see Robert F. Kennedy on that stage tonight, Jr. But that's a variable. How many voters are going to be, over in the independent camp?
I don't know. I
mean, it's big.
It's
relatively.
Again, I mean, we saw a lot of turnout in 2016 for third parties, to the point that some people think it may have even spoiled the election for Hillary. It's a little more debatable if it really played a role in the 2020 election. But I do think Robert Kennedy has been able to stir up more interest in his campaign than either main candidate has. If you look at articles from only a few months ago, when the Democratic Party was still saying they were going to have a primary, Robert F. Kennedy was listed by the Washington Post as somebody who the Democrats should consider nominating. Like he could draw people away from Biden.
Yeah.
But his position on vaccines, his position on certain foreign policy, that could draw voters away from Trump. So he does, I think, have a chance of being a spoiler because this is such a tight race.
Yeah. Ratings tonight are going to be over the top, of course. We get about 40 seconds or so. Okay, so here's a scenario. Joe Biden freezes and stares at the camera, even for a little while, stumbles just a little bit, not necessarily a fall. Game over, don't you think?
I think it all just still depends on Trump, but I think that would be a massive blow to the Biden campaign, Yeah.
All right. Aaron Pomerantz, interesting stuff, Young Voices. Find him, political analyst. Hey, thanks a lot, Aaron. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Hi, buddy. 1320 WILS.